Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create this Christmas tree paper cut design in Procreate. Before you start drawing, please download the color palette and all the free brushes I have mentioned in the description of this video. And before we start, I would like to let you know that I'm on Patreon. I have there so many more tutorials like this and also Procreate brushes. So if you will enjoy this video, please check it out, link is in the description. And with all that being said, let's start. Let's make a new canvas, A4 canvas from Procreate. And first we are going to color the bottom paper. Let's take this color and drag and drop it in here. Now let's make a new layer for the top paper. Let's change the color. Take this one and let's pick the brush. Let's go to inking and take Studio Pen. I will use the brush size 20%. And I want my Christmas tree to be symmetrical. So let's turn on the symmetry. Let's go to the Actions menu, go to Canvas, and turn on Drawing Guide. Now tap on Edit Drawing Guide, and here at the bottom pick Symmetry, and in the options make sure Vertical is selected. Let's tap on Done. Now we can draw the Christmas tree just like you do it in a preschool, so very simple shape. Here at the top we can draw a star. Now I'm just going to use the arrow tool to move this up a little bit. At the bottom here I have uniform option selected and snapping turned on. And this way I can just move it up and it will stay on the symmetry line. Let's tap here to finish. And if you want, you can still fix some lines. And here I'm just going to use the eraser. My eraser is set to monoline brush. I'll make the size 23% and I'll just erase it here like this, so the star is connected to the tree. Now we want to color the outside of this because this will be a paper with a cut out tree shape. So let's just drag and drop the color in here. Now that we have this, maybe before we move on, we can add here a paper texture. So to do that, let's make a new layer and we are going to import the paper texture. Let's go to the Actions menu. Let's go to Add and pick Insert a File. Here are my free paper textures, you can download them, link is in the description. Pick anyone that you like, I will take number 14. Make sure it covers the whole canvas. And now we can change the blending mode of this. So let's tap here. And let's set this to Overlay. Let's turn down the opacity of this. Let's make it 52%. And we are going to duplicate this. And this top layer we can change into Color Burn. Let's turn down the opacity even more. Let's make this one 22%. We can always change it later. Okay, let's go back to our tree. So to the first paper, we are going now to draw the paper that will be underneath this one. Let's make a new layer for this and move this under the first paper. Let's change the color, take this one, and now we're going to draw the same tree but a little bit smaller. First let's turn on the Drawing Assist here, so let's tap here and pick Drawing Assist. So this way we'll use the Symmetry tool on this layer too. I'll make the brush size now bigger, 55%, and I'll just draw the same shape but smaller. Let's color the outside of this. So we have our second paper finished. Let's make a new layer and put it underneath the layer we're just drawing on to create another paper. Let's set this also to drawing assist. Let's change the color, take this one now and do the same. So draw the Christmas tree a little bit smaller. For the star, I'll just leave it like it is. Let's color the outside of this and let's do it again. So make a new layer, put it underneath the other one, set it to drawing assist and let's change the color. Take this one now and draw another tree. I will skip this part now and I'll start here. I'll skip this and just close the shape here. Let's color the outside and make one more layer. Put it underneath the one that we're just drawing on, set it to drawing assist, change the color now to this one and draw the tree. I'll skip this part and just go ahead and draw here. And close the shape. Color the outside and we have all the papers ready. Now let's make the top paper a little bit more interesting. So let's go to this layer here. We can turn off the drawing assist now, we'll not use the symmetry tool now. And let's go back to that color for this paper, so this one. And we can draw lines like this, connecting the sides of the tree. On those lines, we'll draw the light bulbs. For this, I'm going to change the brush. Let's go to calligraphy and take monoline brush. My brush size will be 13%. And I'll just draw a small straight line going down here. I'm holding my pencil and screen to make this a straight line. And now I'll draw a circle. I'm holding my pencil and screen. And now I'll put my finger here to make this a perfect circle. Let's color this inside. Let's draw them all over those lines. If you have to, you can use here this edit shape and move your circle. And two more, one here and the last one here. Now all my papers are ready. We can start adding shadow to this. First I'm just going to turn out that drawing assist line. I don't need to see this anymore. So I'll go to the actions menu, canvas, and just turn off the drawing guide. And now to add the shadow here, we have to duplicate the layers. So let's start here. Swap it to the left and pick duplicate. Now let's take this layer here and we want to color this black. So let's take the black color and just drag and drop it in there. Let's do the same to the other layers. So take this, duplicate it, take the layer underneath it, color this black. And two more, duplicate it, take this one, color black, and this one, duplicate, take this one and color it black. We are not going to do anything to the paper that is at the bottom. Now to add the shadow here we have to blur those layers. Let's start with the one that we have now. Let's go to the adjustments and take Gaussian blur. Swipe your pencil and screen to the blur size and maybe let's make it 14%. Let's do the same to the other black layers. So take this, go to the adjustments, take Gaussian blur and add the blur size 14%. Next one. Go and take the Gaussian blur, make it 14%. Now this, Gaussian blur and 14. And the last one. Take the Gaussian blur and add size 14. Now if you like it like that, it's okay, you can leave it this way. I want to have the shadow coming this way. So I will just select all of the layers with the shadow. I'm swiping on them to the right. And I will use the arrow tool to move them. Let's move them this way, not too much. I think this is nice this way. Let's tap here to finish. And now I think this is a little bit too strong, too dark. We can just turn on the opacity of those layers. So let's tap here and let's make it 70%. Do the same for the other black layers. Make it 70%. Now we can add some dimensions to this paper. We can make them look thick. To do that, let's go to the top layer here, the top paper, and let's duplicate it again. Let's take this layer underneath it and we'll change the color of this. Open the colors and let's take the color that's underneath the color of the paper, so this one. Drag and drop it in there. Let's open the layers now and do the same for the next layer. Duplicate it, take this one and color it with this color. Next paper, duplicate it, take this one and color it with the next color. And two more times, duplicate this, take this layer, take this color, color it, and the last one, duplicate it, take this layer and color it with this color. To see the thickness, we have to move those layers. So let's select all of them and let's use the arrow tool. We will move it this direction, opposite to the shadow. You can just tap on the screen a few times to have the micro movements and see the paper. Let's tap here to finish. And now if you zoom in, you might have to fix few edges. Maybe here I'll fix a little bit, so I'll just take this color. I'll go to this layer here. I will just connect those two layers here, like that. So just go all over your illustration and see if you have some points like this that need correction. I think that's enough. I would say this looks pretty nice. We can still add some decoration to the top paper. So let's go to this layer here and let's make a new layer above it. I want to add here some stars. Let's change the color. Take this one and let's change the brush. I'm going to use here my other free brush that you can download. It's this one, Stars. And with the brush size 11, I'll just add it to the whole canvas like this. I want those stars to glow a little bit more. I'll change the blending mode of this. So let's stop here and let's set this to color dodge. Now if you want to see those stars on the other papers, not only the top paper, just leave it like it is. But I will set this layer to clipping mask so I can see it only on the top paper. I would like to add here also some snowflakes. Let's make a new layer and let's keep the same color here. And now I have here other free brushes you can download, snowflakes, the link is in the description. So pick any snowflake that you like and just add it in a few places on the canvas. I'll start with this one, snowflake 6. I'll make the brush size first 8% and I will just stamp it a few times here. Now I'll make it bigger, 20%. Now maybe let's change the brush. I will take snowflake 3. I'll make it size 9. And now bigger one, 19. And maybe one more different one, snowflake 7. I'll use size 12. And maybe 16 here. I want to add those snowflakes also in a darker color, so I'll change the color now. Maybe let's take this one. And I'll start with the snowflake I have now. I'll make it size 11. And now different snowflake, maybe snowflake 1. Size 14. Now 16. And one more different snowflake. I'll go back to this one, snowflake 6. I'll make it 16%. I'll add it here. And one more different one, snowflake 1. With the size 16, I'll just add it here. We can still do one more thing to make this illustration nicer. We can add some light to it. Let's make a new layer for this. Let's change the color. Take this one and let's change the brush. Let's go to airbrushing and take soft brush. And with the brush size 18%, we can add the light on this side of the illustration. We are going to change the blending mode of this. Let's tap here and let's set this to overlay. Now this is a little bit too strong. Let's turn down the opacity. Maybe 51%. Let's see the difference. I will turn it down just a little bit more, 45%. And I want this light to be visible only on the papers inside. I don't want this to be visible on that first paper, so to do that I will go to the first paper here. And now we can use the selection tool, set it to automatic and make sure color fill is not turned on. And we can tap somewhere on the outside here. You can swipe your pencil to the left or right to adjust the selection threshold. And now with this selected, let's open the layers, go to the layer of the light, tap on it again, and pick here clear. Now this light is no more on the surface of the first paper. And I just think I would like to maybe make those snowflakes a little bit less visible. So I'll go to this layer and I'll just turn down the opacity here. I'll make it 74%. So it's more subtle. And now this illustration is finished. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I hope you can share your drawing with me on my Instagram. I would love to see it. And if you would like to draw more with me in tutorials like this, I have so many more on my Patreon. Please check it out. And now I still have a special shout out to my big fan supporters on Patreon. Thank you so much for being there with me. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!